Kentucky has been at the center of TBT 2025, 2 regionals and 1 in the Derby city of Louisville. A lot of red inside Freedom Hall right now as the Louisville alumni team, the Ville, tries to take one step closer to the $1 million TBT prize. Their second round opponent tonight, Sideline Cancer, a TBT charter program who will certainly be a tough out in round 2. You see at the bottom of the bracket, the Lexington Regional, the other regional in Kentucky, is already matriculated to the 3rd round, where La Familia, earlier today, the Kentucky alumni team knocked off an Auburn alumni team 80-76. So all eyes across the Bluegrass State on TBT to see if the Ville can move to the round of 3 as well. Welcome aboard. It is great to be with you from inside historic Freedom Hall. He's Robbie Hummel. I'm Chris Fosters. Jen Hale is on the sidelines as well. And lucky us, we've gotten to see some iconic alumni teams play in some iconic venues. Freedom Hall is a great spot.
No, it totally is, and that's one of the things that makes TBT great. We were blessed with 2 terrific games earlier. Our road show comes over due west here to Louisville now, and this is a rematch of a game that we saw last year. Sideline Cancer only lost to the Ville by 2 as the Ville made their run. Should be a really good one today. Sideline Cancer, a lot of experience, and the Ville, we know how talented this team is.
Well, the Ville's first round win was punctuated by a great performance by Montrezl Harrell.
Well, and the way that he was able to play, just the effort, the energy, 25 points, 12 rebounds. He goes for a double-double, 7 of 12 from the field, shot 15 free throws, but certainly a fan favorite here, was able to get the crowd into the game. They're going to need his effort again. He might be a little bit tired. You'll hear more about that from Jen. But Montrezl Harrell, he's like an Energizer Bunny, a guy that does not run out of gas. They need all of that tonight against Sideline Cancer.
Yeah, speaking of Jen, she's got a little bit more on Montrezl's journey to get here, literally, right?
Literally, it has been a crazy 36 hours for Montrezl Harrell, probably busier than anybody else we know. It has been Montrezl Harrell watch in that Louisville locker room because after that game yesterday, he caught a commercial flight to Detroit in order to play in another tournament's game this afternoon that tipped at 3 o'clock. Following that game, he caught a private flight back here to Louisville so he could play with this alumni team. He rolled up here at the arena at exactly 6:39, got changed, ran out on the court at 6:53. Now, guys, a couple of important notes. 1, he did have scouting reports and film to study on the way here. Number 2, that tournament in Detroit, his team lost big and he did not play well. Dwight Howard was his matchup. So expect him to be incredibly fired up. Number 3, a lot of speculation about whose private plane was he on. Well, this tournament is so important to Montrezl, he chartered that flight himself.
Wow, Jen, you got to admire that dedication. A planes, trains, and automobiles type journey for Montrezl to get back here for round 2, just about less than 24 hours after the Ville's round 1 game yesterday. Lights are off inside Freedom Hall. We'll have starting lineups and tip-off as the Ville battles Sideline Cancer in round 2 of TBT. A look inside the huddle of the Ville. Assistant coach Mark Lieberman going over some final X's and O's on the whiteboard. Our starting lineups for Sideline Cancer: Alonzo Verge Jr., Matthew Crowley, Marcellus Erlington, Chris Coffey, and Cullen Russo. And for the Ville, Chris Jones, David Johnson, Jay Scrubb, Montrezl Harrell, and Quinn Slazinski. A whole lot of players on this roster. If they didn't play for the university, or at least from the area, maybe went to high school around here, so it is a local lineup.
Well, even Chris Coffey, a guy that's playing for Sideline Cancer, a Louisville native, and he was a big part of Sideline Cancer's win over the Mad Cats yesterday. 15 points, 6 rebounds, so expect him. A lot of teams wanted to kind of snag him for their team. Sideline Cancer held them all off. They kept him. But cool to see a Louisville native going up against the hometown squad.
There's only one TBT team that Montrezl Harrell would play for, and he's suiting up for them now. Stretching out the calves one final time underneath the basket inside Freedom Hall. Ville in the white, Sideline Cancer in the purple. You notice the I can message in a different color. Big part of the Sideline Cancer mantra, not just their play on the court, but why they're doing this for all of the off-the-court reasons as well.
Where's the DJ for the pregame music here? This is like watching a pickup game.
A pickup game with Montrezl Harrell and Cullen Russo
really
taking
good
the tip.
Game, that is.
I agree with that, with $1 million on the line potentially. This is round 2. You got to win 6 games in order to take home the $1 million prize. Here's Crowley with it. Not enough touch off the glass, and David Johnson pushes the tempo up to Jay Scrubb.
No surprise to see Chris Jones get put in that early action, but to see him also fight it off. I thought just the effort and energy he played with yesterday was so impressive.
Ball out of bounds on the baseline. Olandis Poole, Steve McJunkins, and Mike Wallace are our officials for this game. Verge running the point. Chris Jones defending him. Jones had a great game for the Ville in round 1 yesterday, but he's whistled for a foul there on the shot attempt.
Can't do that. Lou Verge wants to get into that paint. Chris Jones, you're going under for a reason. You're not going to bail him out and let him see a couple foul shots go down.
So Verge is at the free throw line right now, and this is basically the only time on the floor where he's not moving.
Yes, he is an energizer type player. Just always running, always playing with tempo. He can get a little bit out of control, but he also can play in a way that just not many players are gifted with the ability to play at.
Played in the Big Ten with Nebraska, so has certainly played in big-time college basketball environments.
And he made the Elam Ending winning shot yesterday on what was an incredibly tough drive on this basket, going to his left and finishing with a right floater. Things were looking dire. It was 84-82, next basket wins.
But they got it done eventually to move on to the second round. Sideline Cancer has made it to the second round 10 out of 12 times in this tournament. They've been a participant in TBT since it started in 2014. Here's Harrell. Draws the foul on Russo, and he's going to the line.
I'll say the exact same thing that I said on the other end. You want to make Montrezl Harrell prove that he can make jump shots. Cullen Russo, you're reaching in there, you get your hands caught in the cookie jar. But if Montrezl Harrell wants to face up and shoot, you can test the shot and live with whatever happens. You get yourself in trouble with him in the paint, on dribble drives, on offensive rebounds.
Again, Harrell's second game of the day. Had a previous commitment in Detroit and flew here on his own dime to make the Ville's second round game. 31 years old now. Played for the Cardinals from 2012 to 2015. And he goes 1 for 2 at the stripe. A double-double yesterday, a monster performance. Crowley follows the Russo screen. Marcellus Erlington, step back on Jones, drops it in.
We saw him really use his size yesterday to play some bully ball, but showing off the stroke right there. Erlington with 7 points for us, has only took 5 shots. Aggressive early on here with the jumper.
This is Jay Scrubb. Quinn Slazinski baseline. Less than 10 to shoot for Jones.
Not standing around here.
Harrell with 3 on the shot clock. Verge, kick out.
Something, charge, block, you name it. It can't be nothing.
Instead, it's a 3-ball for Marcellus Earlington, and that gets the crowd into it.
Rightfully so. I thought that should have been a charge. Coach Jones looked like he guessed right, moved his feet and took it through the chest.
Ville's head coach Luke Hancock certainly thinks so. Scrub kick out to Slazinski. That's a foul.
Foul number 2, Russo, his second team second.
That's another foul on Russo.
Colin Russo just took the ball to the other end and left it there. I don't know if anybody's going to actually get it.
And we welcome in our audience on FS1, just underway in the first quarter of this round 2 TBT showdown between Sideline Cancer, the 4 seed in the Louisville Regional, and the host team, the Louisville Alumni team known as the Ville, the 1 seed. This is TBT, the $1 million winner-take-all tournament. Robbie Hummel, Jen Hale, and Chris Vosters with you from inside historic Freedom Hall. Quinn Slazinski goes 1 for 2 at the foul line for the Ville. It's been a good start for Sideline Cancer in a rematch of a round 2 TBT game from last year. It was a close game then. We're expecting a close game here tonight. David Johnson for 3. Rebound batted in the air and controlled by Sideline Cancer.
Good fight right there by Keith Braxton. Braxton fighting off Slazinski for the rebound. Sideline Cancer trying to force that tempo. A little bit out of control. David Johnson is certainly feeling the effects of something from that play. He's moving gingerly.
So the Ville looking for its first shot from the floor. Chris Jones is eyeing up a deep 3. Now a step back from the foul line is short. Crowley the rebound.
Really good from Verge there. He was at the nail as a help defender, closed out, and is able to contain the bounce.
Coffey too strong from 3. And Jones now in transition. Foul.
We talked about this yesterday. We haven't seen it yet because the Ville hasn't subbed, but after this starting 5, the Ville just comes at you in waves. You have Earl Clark coming off the bench. You've got Russ Smith coming off the bench. Jay Scrub. Plenty of guys that can hurt you. Shane Bohannon. They have plenty of talent at Luke Hancock's disposal.
That was the thing that was really impressive about the Ville's round 1 win over Boston versus Cancer yesterday, a 20-point win. And you saw that depth. Talking to some folks around Freedom Hall today, and everyone seems to think that was the first time Russ Smith has ever come off the bench in a Louisville-related basketball
game. Maybe in his life, actually.
Maybe in his life.
Probably the NBA he came off the bench, but the numbers are not many.
Verge with the layup.
That's what he does. I mean, when you let him get downhill, if he gets an angle, he's going to beat you there. Montrezl Harrell coming over to get that thing on the glass, and Verge just burned it past him.
Slow start for the Ville. And Sideline Cancer has come ready to play. Jones got poked in the face, maybe the eye. Foul on Verge. Already the 4th team foul on Sideline Cancer. That puts the Ville 1 away from the bonus. So just 9-minute quarters, and when you hit the bonus, you get 2 free throws automatically. Ville hasn't made a shot from the floor yet. Montrezl Harrell. Slazinski in the lane, dropped off and intercepted. Verge, a 2-on-1, he misses the layup. Keith Braxton saves it. Coffey, and 1. He's going to the line.
Keith Braxton's box score right now won't look anything crazy, but some of the effort plays he's made to secure rebounds, and just earn extra opportunities for his team. He rips this away right there from David Johnson. Now you hit Chris Coffey with a head of steam. What a play right there. Sideline Cancer, very experienced. They are not messing around here tonight.
Quinn Slazinski sits with a foul for the Ville, and that brings Malik Williams into the game, Robbie, much earlier than he appeared in the Ville's game yesterday.
Yeah, a little surprising to see him not play more, but you see this substitution early in this game, and you almost wonder if Luke Hancock was just resting him and thinking, well, we're going to win this first-round game, and we'll save him for when we need him, because he did have a great year in the G League.
David Johnson on the handoff. Not much room in the lane, and a foul is called on Crowley.
I love the way that Johnson there just forces the issue. He's spinning, and much like James Harden or Kevin Martin used to do when he was in the NBA, he's putting that thing right on you. With that contact, he's forcing the issue and almost making the officials make a call.
That's too personal on Crowley, and again, it puts the Ville into the bonus. Trying to get back into this game emotionally as well. But the free throws are not dropping for the Ville now, 3 for 7.
We've seen a lot of basketball over the last couple of days, and not many of the games have contained good free throw shooting, that's for sure.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. That's a great question.
The unfamiliarity maybe with the environment.
That thing is 15 feet long and 10 feet high. I don't know if I have a good explanation for it.
Did you find certain venues more difficult to make free throws?
Yeah, my high school was legendary for free throw shooting. So no, I did not. I always was a good foul shooter though. You know, that's one of those things where it's just you're good at it or you're not.
Kurtz couldn't quite stick it down the well. So the Ville looking again for its first basket from the floor. Malik Williams. There it is.
That's what he did at such a high level last year in the G League. Shot it at 39% from three. Among centers, had the second best percentage among players who qualified. It's a shot in the arm that the Ville needed.
At 6'11". Braxton, that box score is still looking good.
Well, I like the way he's playing. He's rebounded there. He just snakes that thing to the right elbow. Braxton's not messing around tonight.
Come on, J-Cole! Come on, J-Cole!
This is Scrub. The double team arrives. Williams. In it goes to Harrell. Out it goes to Johnson.
Let's go!
Rebound Coffey.
Go!
Braxton trying to keep the momentum on Sideline Cancer's side. Slip pass to Coffey. He's blocked by Williams. And it belongs to the Ville. A lot of red inside Freedom Hall trying to wake the Ville up. They're down by 7 to Sideline Cancer. Still very early in this TB2 round 2 game. TBT, the basketball tournament, is powered by Puma and by Or Health. Or Health, a daily pill to drink less or quit. And Purple. Purple, less pain, better sleep.
Welcome back to the basketball tournament here in Louisville. Sideline Cancer taking on the Ville, the Louisville alum team. You're watching Montrezl Harrell arrive just in time for tip-off. He pulled up at exactly 6:39, took the court at 6:53. That's because he's had a pretty busy 36 hours. He played and won here on this court yesterday afternoon, a 12:30 tip-off. From there, he caught a commercial flight to Detroit, guys. He played in another game this afternoon that tipped at 3 o'clock, and then he caught a private flight he paid for. Boy, you wouldn't know it there, which is a nice basket by Montrezl. Caught a private flight back here to Louisville on his own dime to make sure he could play in this game. That's how important it was to him. Now, by the way, glad to see him score that bucket. He played very poorly in that matchup earlier today. Dwight Howard owned him. His team lost. So, guys, let's watch and see if Montrezl Harrell is looking for a little redemption in this game tonight.
Jen, thank you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Harrell's got a lot more fans at this game than he did earlier today. Certainly got pretty loud when he hit that last bucket.
Well, I give Montrezl Harrell a lot of credit here because there's plenty of guys that would say, look, I've got this commitment and I've got to play in the 3-on-3 game that he was playing in, and you just kind of like leave it at that, and I'll be back for the game on Tuesday. Now, plenty of guys would do that. So for him to go out of pocket and pay for it himself, that's pretty cool.
We got to foul. We got to foul.
Foul on Malik Williams of Ville. That shot that Harrell hit a moment ago, just the second field goal of the game for the Ville. They started 1 of 5, not even getting that many looks compared to Sideline Cancer, who's 6 of 12.
Well, something to note as well here, Chris. Earl Clark played yesterday for the Ville, and he's not here. That may be why we see Malik Williams so early, but I don't know where he is. We can find out, but he's certainly not on the bench.
Keith Braxton misses from deep. Ville only down 7, less than 2 minutes to go in the first. David Sloan has checked into the game for the Ville. Harrell going to work, dropping it off for Russ Smith. Here's Williams for 3. Another one.
Russ Smith makes that play off the ball. That back cut brings all the help defense to him and leaves Malik Williams all by himself on the three-point line.
Great use of the glass by Braxton.
Got to get back, though, if you're the Ville. Now you're playing off a closeout. Keith Braxton, really solid first quarter, continues on.
He's got 4 points. Sloan left the ball behind, picked up by Jericho Helms. Jermaine Merrill lines up a 3 and puts it in.
Off the turnover, Sideline Cancer cashing in majorly right there. Morrow with a big game yesterday against the Mad Cats, 17 points, 5 rebounds. Right now, everything going Sideline Cancer's way.
Kick out, Russ Smith sends it along to the hot hand, Malik Williams. He's double teamed. Chris Dow's got it. And Dow misses a contested layup.
Good verticality there. Coffee going straight up.
Coffee going straight up again, and he lays it in.
Right now, Sideline Cancer is just playing with way more energy on both ends of the floor.
Russ Smith draws the foul.
Vet play of a man who has scored many a basket his pro career right there.
Many different countries.
Yeah.
At the line for the Ville, Russ Smith. Issue 2.
It should be all regardless of what happens at the end.
So Russ Smith scored 8 points in round 1 for the Ville yesterday. When the Ville joined TBT in 2023, Russ Smith had some huge games, including scoring all 8 of the Ville's points in the Elam Ending. But right now, no one can make a free throw for the Ville. Doesn't matter who it is.
Ville is 4 of 10 from the line.
That's tough. Sideline Cancer will dribble it down here late first quarter. Merrill.
Trout. Rugged pivot foot. Almost got that to go. That would have been a crazy shot.
Dow gets it away. Oh, nearly put it in. But an impressive quarter for Sideline Cancer, effectively the road team in this matchup. In a rematch against the team that knocked them out of TBT a year ago, Sideline Cancer has come to play. 23-12, 1 quarter down. As long as there's been TBT, Sideline Cancer has been playing in it. They've appeared in all 12 of the basketball tournaments and only lost by 2 to the Ville last year. Sideline Cancer is based out of Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. It's a nonprofit raising awareness for pancreatic cancer. Started by Kathy Griffith, who lost her husband to pancreatic cancer and has made it her and her family's mission to raise money and spread awareness. It's an organization that has raised $500,000 since 2022 for pancreatic cancer research.
We've had numerous teams. We saw with Boston versus Cancer, where they're playing for a cause that's bigger than just winning a bunch of money for themselves. It's really, really admirable. And Sideline Cancer is in quite the rhythm. Compare that with the Ville. Outside of Malik Williams, who's 2 for 2. Everybody else 1 of 7 from the field. Then you put in the free throw shooting, 4 of 10. Mix that with some turnovers. There's another one. I mean, this has been a disaster start for the Ville.
Here's Jericho Helms. Marcellus Earlington had the last bucket for Sideline Cancer. It's taken away by Chris Dow. Russ Smith pulls up.
Man, take the layup. We need points.
Helms the other way. At the elbow, he brings it out and pulls up.
That's a 6-point swing or a 5-point swing if Russ Smith goes and gets a layup. How many times, Chris, have we seen it? We have yet to see a transition 3 made when there's been numbers like that. These turnovers are racking up.
What would have happened if you had done that at Purdue?
Sit down next to coach. That's what would have happened. But I will always believe, and I understand analytics, but I just think points, especially when you're struggling to score, like that's a deflating miss right there. Go and get a layup, get the crowd into it, set your defense. Instead, it ends up being a run out for a three for Jericho Helms.
Merrill keeps it in play. And he dribbled it out of bounds. The Ville is trying to get off the schneid here. Sideline Cancer on a 12-0 run. Ville hasn't made a bucket since the first quarter. Here's Malik Williams, who's got 6 points. Really the only guy who's found his offense for the Ville so far, and that continues.
Pretty move right there. Take your time, use your size, and get to that turnaround jumper over your left shoulder. He's been the only guy with it going here.
The only guy. Helms for 3. He's got another one.
Jericho Helms scored it at a high clip. Led the league in Kosovo this year with 20 points a game. Won a championship there. Played at NC State in college, but he scored the rock this season.
Got his hand in the passing lane there. Shane Bohannon got it back and missed, and it belongs to Sideline Cancer.
Boy, for as easy as it was for the Ville to score yesterday, it's been that challenging today. Give Sideline Cancer a lot of credit for the job they've done on that end. Somebody's going to have to step up here outside of Malik Williams. There's too many talented guards that the Ville has. Somebody's got to be it, whether it's Russ Smith or David Johnson, Jay Scrubb, Chris Jones, a lot of good players there.
Third step back on Chris Jones, in and out.
And that's what you want him doing. Not that he can't make that shot, but you don't want him getting to the paint.
Malik Williams, short. Rebound loose. Merrow jumps on it. Stripped. Helms keeps it going this way for Sideline Cancer. Merrow for 3. Good.
Still just not getting back. There's that loose ball. 50-50 play. Ends up going the way of Sideline Cancer. And you just don't have your defensive spacing. Sideline Cancer, they're up 20. This is shocking.
30-second timeout. We'll be back. Next Sunday on Fox, with an historic three-peat on the line, can Alex Palou become the fastest ever to lock up an IndyCar Series championship? Or will the pack hold him off at Laguna Seca? That's next Sunday at 3 Eastern, only on Fox. The Ville is down by 20. We can only wonder what they're talking about in that huddle right now, and maybe Jen Hale can fill us in.
Can, and so could the crowd behind me, because it was Montrezl Harrell who stepped up and took control of that huddle with a very strong message, and he was yelling so loudly the crowd behind the bench could hear. He told his squad they have got to wake up or just go ahead and walk out. I'm paraphrasing there. And he said, look, it starts with getting back. It starts with having energy. He said it so demonstratively. The entire Louisville crowd behind the bench erupted and started chanting. Let's see if the message is received, gentlemen.
Paraphrasing and probably omitting as well, I'm guessing, Jen, what Montrezl Harrell's real message was. Knocked out of bounds, and it stays with the Ville.
How about that anticipation there from Alonzo Verge? He read that perfectly. Clear out for David Johnson. He's just sitting on that spin move coming back towards the middle. Doesn't force a turnover, but blew up the play.
David Johnson gets it in. The Ville looking for a spark. Harrell, short, rebound, scrub, up it goes. He's going to the line with a bucket as well.
That's a 50-50 ball right there, and it finally goes the way of the Ville. Jay Scrubb with that offensive rebound. Montrezl Harrell doesn't get the three to go, but Scrubb able to finish it off. It's clear that Sideline Cancer is okay with Harrell shooting on the perimeter. You're going to have to check out. Not good enough on the block out. Now opportunity for three.
Second foul on Alonzo Verge. Scrubb is from Louisville, went to Trinity High School, but not even he can make a free throw.
This foul shooting is abysmal.
Ville shooting 4 of 11 from the free throw line, and another Louisville product, but wearing purple. Chris Coffey lays it in.
Coffey does a great job of changing the angle of his screens, whether it's with handoffs or whether it's flipping it late. He's just a tough guard. He can really facilitate. Just drove that thing, and there's no help defense coming over.
David Johnson in and out for 3. Coffey with a rebound. David Johnson gets his hand in the passing lane. Still Sideline Cancer ball. Sideline Cancer, again, they are not a Cinderella story. They have had some deep runs in TBT before. They went all the way to the championship game in 2020. This is Jacob Conway. Braxton with an open lane, no one home.
There's just breakdowns everywhere for the Ville right now. I'm sure Luke Hancock is searching for answers over there.
How about a 22-4 scoring run?
The Ville is talented, but you dig it deep enough hole, and I don't care how talented you are.
Harrell backs down Coffey and puts it in.
That's where he needs to be. I know we've seen him take a couple shots from 3, but Montrezl Harrell can do major damage to Sideline Cancer around the rim.
6th man of the year in the NBA with the LA Clippers. There's a foul on Chris Jones. His second. Braxton gets it in. Austin Crowley cut off by Harrell. Helms loose in the lane. Jones has it.
Came off Helms' hand like a knuckleball. That had no rotation on it.
No one really seemed to know where the rebound was going. Bohannon misses, gathers his own rebound, and is fouled.
Good effort there by Shane Bohannon to stay with it. Good pass from Chris Jones. Not able to get the first one, but Bohannon stays with it. They'll have 2 shots on the other side.
Still down 20, 3:49 to go until halftime. TBT's past champions are brought to you by AARP. Join AARP and get instant access to member benefits. 2020 was the year that Sideline Cancer lost to Golden Eagles in the championship game. Bobby, I'll tell you what, if Sideline Cancer shoots 55% from three-point range like they are right now, they're going to win this thing.
I like their chances if they're shooting like this. It's been Morrow, Earlington, and Helms that have been the three players who have done the damage from downtown, but 5 of 9 from three. They're also shooting 60% from the field. The Ville team being ice cold. This Sideline Cancer offense has been in high gear.
And it's come from a lot of different players as well for Sideline Cancer. Marcellus Earlington, Jermaine Merrow, Jericho Helms have all knocked down triples already. Shane Behannon puts a free throw through, which has been a problem for the Ville as well. He goes 2 for 2.
I like the Ville kind of picking up full court here just to try to generate some energy on the defensive end of the floor.
Message in Sideline Cancer's huddle in the last timeout was to play like the score is 0-0. Braxton for 3.
They are on fire. Braxton's first 3 of the game, but man, just size you up and raise up over the top.
4 different guys have hit threes for Sideline Cancer.
You can see that the Ville is not sharp. Like, just with their offense, the deflections, they're not crisp on this end of the floor right now, and certainly not guarding either.
Yeah, you know, you had Jones and Harrell on the same side of the floor, and then 3 other guys just standing around.
They got to get that ball moving from side to side.
In the corner for Jones, 4 on the shot clock. Jones with a great first step.
What a pass.
To Sloan for 3. Scrub plays it, still working at it. Johnson with the rebound and the lay-in.
That's quite the effort there. David Johnson could have easily given up on that play. Looked like Earlington had it, but Johnson rips it away, and that gets his crowd involved a little bit.
But Burge hits another 3.
You can see the scouting report is to go under on those Burge screens, so he just stops, pops back, and nails it.
Scrub curls in the lane.
Nowhere to go right there.
Intercepted by David Johnson, but out of bounds. Sideline ball.
Come on. Easy, Jones, easy. Right.
Crowley for 3.
I mean, they are just unconscious right now. There is no answer that this Ville defense has for the three-point barrage they're seeing from Sideline Cancer.
Look at that, 8 for 12. 6 more threes than the Ville on as many attempts.
That's a no-pass shot right there. That ball needs to start moving around for the Ville. Plenty of game time left.
The floor is wet. Somebody flipped it. Minute 49.
Wet spot on the floor.
We'll
tend to that. I mean, it doesn't matter who's shot the rock for Sideline Cancer. It's going in.
They've come out and delivered quite the haymaker. And now it's up to the Ville to pick themselves up off the mat and try to throw one back.
47 points already with
That's insane.
2 minutes to go until halftime. And it goes to Harrell.
One of the rare breakdowns. Sideline Cancer just got their signals crossed there. Left Montrezl Harrell at the rim. Good awareness there by the Ville to find the open man.
Hasn't been one hot hand for Sideline Cancer. 6 different guys have hit a 3. Merrow Couldn't hang and hit, but an offensive rebound.
I like this matchup here with Sloan.
On Erlington, who fires in and out.
Good defense there. Sloan didn't give ground and contested that shot.
Jones in the lane. Harrell.
It's got to be a block.
And it is on Marcellus Erlington, his first.
Fouls on number 10, Burlington, his first, 13 foul.
Initial penetration there by Chris Jones. And it brings everybody down towards the rim. And now you get that re-drive by Montrezl Harrell. Secondary penetration. And Erlington, I commend him for stepping in there, because taking a charge on Montrezl Harrell would not be fun.
8 years in the NBA. Houston, both LA teams. Washington, Philadelphia.
Birds in for sideline.
Won the NCAA championship as a freshman. Was an all-league player in both the AAC and the ACC. And blew out his knee, missed all of last season professionally, had a great season in Australia as he gets back to playing competitive ball again.
A bounce back year of 4th in scoring and 2nd in rebounding over there. Pretty good stuff for dealing with a major injury the year before.
Less than 30 seconds until halftime, and that's a double dribble.
Morrow's got to shoot that. I love the Spain action there. He sets that back screen. The Ville didn't handle it well, but that thing's got to go up. A little indecisive.
Surprised he didn't pull the trigger. I know he had a guy closing out on him, but again, with the way that he and Sideline Cancer have been shooting the ball, everything's been going in from deep. We're back in 30 seconds. If this isn't the story of the game, it's certainly a chapter. The Ville has made as many shots total as Sideline Cancer has made from long range.
They've also missed 7 free throws and turned it over 7 times. This has been about as bad of a first half as the Ville could play.
We've said a couple of times in other TBT games this year that a team hasn't played well, but they're really not down by that much. In this case, they're down 21.
Down by this much, yeah. Need a basket here to get some positive momentum going into the half. Little zone here from Sideline Cancer, 2-3.
It's the double whammy of not playing well, and then your opponent is playing exceptionally well.
Now Sideline Cancer matches up. They're in man-to-man now.
Scrub for 3. No. Coffey the rebound, and that's all she wrote for the first half. It's a great crowd supporting the Louisville Alumni team, but they're all sitting right now. And Sideline Cancer with some pep in its step on the way to the locker room, up 47-26. Trying to pull off one of the signature wins of TBT this year and knocking off the Ville, the Louisville Alumni team, on its home court. Let's check in with Jen Hale.
Guys, here with Coach Charlie Parker. He hates to go to the locker room and stop the game. Charlie, what is working so well for your squad? You're getting it done in all facets so far that first half.
Absolutely. Our biggest focus was the defensive end. I told our guys we put them in the bonus early in the first half, but I love the intensity and the communication. And as long as we're doing that, we'll live with the defensive possessions that we have on that end of the floor.
How do you maintain this energy and pace through another half and not cool off during this halftime break?
For sure. We have 11 guys on the roster. We played 9 last night. Conway actually didn't get on the floor last night, but he gave us some big minutes there. Bigger guards that can be long and rangy and disrupt some of the things that their guards are looking to do is our focus. And I think that we'll go deeper into the bench if we have to in the second half.
Thanks very much for your time, and best of luck next half.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Jen. Charlie Parker has coached Sideline Cancer for 9 tournaments now. He knows this tournament, he knows this group inside and out, and they're on the verge, halfway to what would be one of the biggest wins in their program history, on top of the Ville by 21. Welcome back to halftime. It has been an awesome Sunday. Welcome back to halftime. It has been an awesome Sunday across the TBT landscape. And good news, more great games tomorrow on Monday, including the Stars of Stores, a UConn alumni team taking on a Vermont alumni team, the Green Mountain Men. Carmen's Crew, the defending champions, are back in action in Indy. And Boeheim's Army, the Syracuse alumni team, with a tough test against We Are D3. And All Good Dogs, the Butler alumni team, will try and stave off an upset bid by Fail Harder, who already took down the Indiana alumni team earlier in TBT. More action in store on Monday, much more to come on this Sunday evening in Louisville. Stick with us. What a first half for Sideline Cancer, trying to really upend the TBT landscape and knock out the Ville, the Louisville alumni team. They're halfway there and have a 21-point cushion. There's a great crowd on hand inside Freedom Hall, and it's a little quiet right now. Robbie Hummel, Chris Fosters, Jen Hale. Where do you start if you're the Ville?
I mean, you got to start getting 50-50 balls. You're going to have to see some shots go down. Defensively, you got to, honestly, Chris, the answer is you've got to be better across the board. Sideline Cancer, so many guys chipped in. Right now for the Ville, outside of Montrezl Harrell and Malik Williams, not many contributions. Need the guards to be better.
Well, we're obligated to show you the first half stats, even though you might not like them very much if you're a fan of the Ville. These are brought to you by Purple. Purple, less pain, better sleep. It's going to be hard to sleep for a lot of Louisville fans if this is the way the Ville bows out. Sideline Cancer shooting a blistering 60% from the floor, and they are 8 of 12 from three-point range. And the Ville has made just over half of their free throws. Not a good percentage at the foul line, even though the Ville has gotten there. Much more to come from Freedom Hall. Is a comeback in store? We'll have to see. TBT, the basketball tournament, is powered by Puma and AARP. Join AARP and get instant access to member benefits. Got a bit of a stunner on our hands with Sideline Cancer all over the Louisville Alumni team, 47-26 as we get ready to start the third quarter. For an update on the Ville, let's check in with Jen.
Hey guys, I was able to chat with assistant coach Mark Lieberman for a few minutes when the team came out of the locker room after the halftime break. He said, look, there was a ton of emotion at the beginning of the break, and by the time it was time to come back out on the court, we'd settled down and we locked in. The message from the coaching staff, get ready for the greatest comeback of your life. Their goal is to get the deficit down to 8-10 by the media timeout. 3 things you can watch for to look differently on offense this half: focusing on better ball movement, being more efficient in transition, and feeding David Johnson and Montrezl Harrell.
It's a great update, Jen. Thank you very much. And all the fans inside Freedom Hall, the vast majority of them anyway, would be here for a epic comeback like that. Here's Cullen Russo with the shot fake on Harrell. Didn't quite stick the landing. And it's kept in the half court by Crowley. Starters back on the floor for Sideline Cancer. 12 on the shot clock.
I like the effort from the Ville. You end up throwing it away, but their effort on this first possession, they're going to need a lot more of that. Better attention to detail. The way that Sideline Cancer shot it in the first half, they were unconscious from three. And now, just that denial. It's Chris Jones taking away that Alonzo Verge pass. Force a turnover, and now you play on this end.
Jay Scrubb accelerates into the lane. Lost the handle on the way up, but he's fouled. That goes on Chris Coffey.
Scrub just playing downhill. Immediately just blows by Chris Coffey. And when you get beat that bad off the bounce, there's just not much time for that help defense to come over and stop the basketball.
Scrub was the JUCO National Player of the Year in 2020 at John A. Logan. He was drafted out of JUCO into the NBA, second-round pick.
Just don't see many guys take that route. It's happened before him, but especially with the way that players are scouted now, you're not seeing guys go JUCO and end up in the NBA.
Crowley a step back, second chance three, that's off the mark. Scrub out of bounds, and it stays with the Ville. Scrub is sprawled out right now.
Take a shot to the jaw there.
He didn't go down softly. Sloan will get us going again. Jones, tough shot, off glass. Earlington the rebound.
It really is. You're just going one-on-one, and that turnaround, really awkward release there. Chris Jones having to heave that thing just to get it there.
Jones just 1 point today after 12 yesterday in round one. Bullet pass for Earlington. It squirts through his legs. Coffey with the Euro, and then it's an offensive foul.
It's Chris Jones just stepping in there, guessing right, and taking on that Euro step, taking it right through the chest.
So 2 quick fouls for Chris Coffey in the quarter. He's got 3 for the game.
Ville is putting up some resistance here. They certainly have been better defensively to start this second half.
They've kept Sideline Cancer off the board in the third quarter, now more than 90 seconds in, but haven't hit a shot from the floor in their own right. Charlie Parker, the Sideline Cancer head coach, is giving a Landis Pool an earful right now. Johnson for 3. Rebound Earlington.
There just isn't much action. It's just a simple individual play, and if you don't make it, it can really deflate your offense. Sideline Cancer, though, has 3 turnovers here to start the half. Just leaving some points out there on the table. Could easily be pushing this lead out. You don't want to mess around with a team as talented as the Ville, and with the home crowd behind them.
Scrub pulls up. Rebound loose. Harrell got a hand on it, but a foul on the weak side.
That's another quick shot. And it's not that he can make that shot. Jay Scrub gets the switch. Russo's kind of playing off, but the problem is, Chris, is that if you miss it, it's just another lightning possession, and now you've got a guard on the other end. It can deflate you.
Verge in the lane, sinks it.
How did he make that? Montrezl Harrell was right there, almost blocked his shot. I think they got a wet spot on the floor. David Sloan just slipped, and we've had a lot of those here tonight. There's no ice under the floor. It's a little bit strange.
Right here.
If you've never been to Freedom Hall, this is quite a complex. There's a huge exposition center, a show hall for horses, livestock, big amusement park. There's a lot that goes on in and around this facility.
Sometimes you see that there gets to be condensation on the floor if it's really hot outside, but it's really not bad today.
Johnson for three. Strong. Harrell tries to keep it alive, draws the foul.
They need effort like Montrezl Harrell gave right there, but they're also going to have to start making some shots. I mean, they are 2 of 16 from three and 9 of 17 from the foul line.
Malik Williams, I think, has the only 2 three-pointers for the Ville.
He's it.
He just checks in. Scrub.
See, they're not guarding Harrell on the perimeter. Russo's just sitting in there. That is not a good shot.
Hold it.
Verge at the controls for Sideline Cancer. Russo, a shot fake. Missed the finger roll. Coffee crashes the glass.
No blockout whatsoever. And it's coming off a dribble drive where the help's a little bit late to come over. Breakdowns again. They're just everywhere for the Ville.
The Ville trying to get unstuck right now as Johnson is off the mark.
Jacking up threes.
No paint touches.
Not good pass. Oh, that's the Verge experience right there.
Scrub left off the rim and put back in by Malik Williams. I wonder if that'll go as a shot attempt.
Lonzo Verge about put that through the backboard.
Might have to count it as a shot attempt.
Thumbs up. Austin, get in. Come and go.
And with Verge, you got to take the good with the bad. And he'll do things like that, but he does have the special ability to live in the paint.
Erlington.
How about strength and balance? He just takes on Malik Williams, puts that in slow-mo, and waits for Williams to go by.
Erlington played 3 years in the Big East at St. John's, finished up his college career at San Diego. Scrub for three.
This is just like one-on-one, take your turn, but their shots are hitting the backboard, and these aren't even close.
In and out on Crowley, Williams the board. Jones, too strong, Johnson puts it in.
That's been the Ville's best offense. They've been able to find some second chance opportunities, but they've been few and far between.
Foul is on Marcellus Erlington, his third.
Chris Jones just trying to force some things, force the issue in transition. Good effort by Johnson, going over the top, taking some contact, and finding a way to use the glass. Honestly, it feels like it should be more than 22. And that sounds like a bit of an absurd statement. It could easily be 30 if Sideline Cancer started this half a little bit better.
They've only scored 6 points in the third quarter, Sideline Cancer. 5 minutes into the quarter. Struggles continue at the free throw line for the Ville.
9 of 18.
Verge nearly lost it. Still puts it in.
But the Ville just doesn't know who they're guarding.
I'd start with Verge at this point.
Need to guard the guy with the ball.
Harrell inside.
Wow, that could have been an offensive foul. Harrell lowered that shoulder.
Fouls on number 2, Russo, his third.
Russo picks up his third. Harrell will be at the free throw line after this timeout. That deficit really hasn't gone down at all. 55-31, Sideline Cancer in front in the third.
The 3 on the foul calls. Right now, listen, I know that that's not, you got to call the game, but what I'm saying is there's no way that they're not being just as physical or grabby or reachy. You know what I'm saying? And now it's 5-1.
I got you.
And on that one, I feel like it's late, like he missed it. Maybe it's a no call, but then he missed it.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, I just wanted to feel
Can
like.
I say something?
Yes.
You guys on them drives to the basket, y'all wearing their ass out. They can't get to you, you scoring. So any contact that's there is created by y'all. They can't get there, they too slow. So down here, yeah, these down here, they just actually being a little more aggressive.
Okay.
Fair enough?
I got you. Okay, thank you. Hey, and if the other big, like you just did, Hedges, you can rip drive him all the time. When Williams is setting the screen, I'm helping off Trez, so you ain't got to worry about getting back quick.
This is huge, right? Because I was actually thinking about this last year. In any situation like that, you're in the position. Don't even go for the charge. Just man up.
No, I wasn't trying to take
I know. When he
he
goes into you, stand your ground. You're in perfect position. Okay. Hey, the other thing is, we're not stopping. We're not stopping. Period. Okay? Great defense. Keep up the defensive intensity. We're in the gaps. We're active off the ball. Shore up the glass. We're running. Great job running the floor. All right? Hey,
let's go, Party. I gotta make that shit. We all here.
Charlie Parker in the huddle with Sideline Cancer. That is In the Huddle powered by Puma. And Montrezl Harrell with a couple free throws for the Ville, who is only 9 of 18 at the foul line in this game.
Not going to win many games when you're shooting 10% from 3 and 50% from the foul line. And then you look at Sideline Cancer's number. I mean, 56 from the field, 57 from 3. They've only taken 4 free throws, but they're 8 of 14 from the 3-point line. Whoa. This has just gotten out of hand with the free throw shooting.
And the fans know it. Harrell still got 10 points in the game. Verge hooks it to Erlington, guarded by Jones, and Erlington buries one on it.
You screen, you re-screen, you get the switch you want, and then you just take your time. That was so well done out of the timeout. Erlington using his size to shoot right over the top of Chris Jones.
Johnson on a cut, out to Williams, a brick. Russo rips the ball away from Chris Dow.
Fancy footwork there. That was interesting.
Verge, a flatline 3. Harrell keeping Braxton away. Harrell takes Russo. Kick out Johnson. Williams, the offensive rebound.
Blake Williams has been the best player for the Ville. Again, second chance opportunities have been their primary offense.
12 points for Malik Williams, the first 3-year captain in Louisville basketball history.
Got to switch again here with Chris Jones. See if the help comes over.
Williams pressing Russo. Russo, rainbow. And a foul called on Chris Dow.
And that's 28.5 seconds of very good defense. And then you just totally bail out Sideline Cancer at the end.
3 free throws.
The good news is for the Ville that Russo is not a good foul shooter. 1 of 4 from the free throw line yesterday, and his season in Mexico, 56% from the stripe.
Oh for 1. Russo played college hoops at Fresno State for 2 years after transferring in from Southern Idaho.
It's always fascinating to me to see a guy that shot 37% from 3, but then 56% from the line. Those numbers just don't compute. Made a couple threes yesterday, and shot doesn't look bad. It's just the foul line. It's not strong there.
He missed all 3 free throws. Chris Jones squeaks inside, and 1.
Maybe that gets him going. Missed 3 free throws, now you give up an and 1. Chris Jones pushing the tempo off this miss, and he's just going until anybody stops him. All the way to the rim, that defender clearly still sliding over to the left.
Cohen Russo just picked up his 4th foul, so he sits for Sideline Cancer. Joshua Cohen checks into the game for the first time. Number 32. Jones 1 for 2 at the line.
Crowd is looking for anything to cheer about, to get behind their teams, and maybe that's the spark that the Ville needed.
Ville still down 20. Erlington. Rebound on the end line. Helms gave it away. Ahead to Harrell. Harrell.
I thought he got fouled on the arm right there.
He thinks so too.
Harrell would agree with that. First time in a long time, this lead is under 20.
Offensive foul, illegal screen. Chance for the Ville to add to a 7-0 run.
But eventually the run had to come because the Ville is too talented to not make their move. It's going to be up to Sideline Cancer to see if they can put this at bay. But finally, for the first time since the score was like 4-2, the Ville has some momentum.
Final minute of the third. Chris Jones. And a foul on Chris Dow, his second. So you've gotten it down to 15. Now can you get it down to 10?
It's amazing that it's at 15, honestly. That just doesn't feel like it could possibly be there with the way the Ville is playing.
For the Ville, Jay Scrub replacing Harrell. Timeout, Sideline Cancer.
Sideline Cancer has to contend with the crowd for the first time. They take a timeout with 43 seconds to go in the third.
swing off the 3 missed free throws into the Chris Jones and one was a big one.
He gonna take the shooter.
What are we doing?
They getting out
Hey, hey, the first hedge has got to stop the ball out here. Period. Period. Yes. It's the third hedge, and it's got to be early because you know they don't always get them on the Spain. So just because they don't set the screen don't mean I leave my flat hedge. Hey, we're going Spain here.
Yeah. Come on, let's go.
1, 2, lead.
In the huddle with Sideline Cancer head coach Charlie Parker is powered by Puma. Sideline Cancer played a flawless first half. Ville is trying to make a move here late in the third quarter. Sideline led by as many as 25. It's been cut to 15. Chris Jones getting his hand in there.
Oh boy.
Tipped and taken by Williams. Missed the layup. Merrill, a silencer.
Just a backbreaker right there. 5-point swing. Chris Jones at the rim, and instead it's a Morrow 3.
Scrub doesn't have the answer. Williams misses the putback. Dow misses the putback. And a foul called somewhere in the melee.
Ville, they've missed plenty of shots, but the offensive rebounds have started to stack up here. Sideline Cancer, really small lineup. Coffee playing the 5 right now. Think about Malik Williams at 7 foot tall, and you got those big guards with Scrub and David Johnson when he's on the floor.
The foul was on Earlington. Dow had a great college career at Bellarmine. Played his home games on this court. They changed the foul from Earlington to Merrill. So just the first on Merrill. Two free throws made by Dow. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Helms around Scrub with 1 second left. He lost the handle and he got fouled.
The presence of mind by Jericho Helms to know that he's got the time to get to the rim. I mean, he really was having a hard time getting started there, Chris. Took a look, made his play, speed dribbled down the floor, and that's a great play by Helms with 1/10 of a second left.
The foul is on Malik Williams. His second.
What a weird game this has been, in the sense that it felt like Sideline Cancer should have been up by more than 20, and now with this run, it's like if these 2 foul shots go down, it's right back to 18.
That one did not. Sideline Cancer, quite frankly, hasn't been any better than the Ville at the free throw line.
We need to have a TBT-wide free throw clinic. It's needed.
Badly, as Sideline Cancer is just 3 of 9 from the free throw line. End of the third quarter, the Ville has a pulse, barely. They got to get into gear, though. Fourth quarter around the corner, and the Ville down 16. Saturday, it's baseball night in America, and it's showtime as Shohei Ohtani leads the Dodgers against the Red Sox, or the Guardians take on the Royals. Check local listings for the game in your area. Saturday, 7 Eastern, Fox. On to the fourth quarter in this second round TBT showdown between the Ville, the Louisville Alumni team, and Sideline Cancer. This game matters for a lot of reasons. It's win or go home, yes, but the Ville, because they sold tickets faster than any other host team in TBT, has secured home court advantage through the TBT championship. But you don't have home court if you get bounced. So the Ville, with an outstanding opportunity to play in front of their home crowd all the way to a TBT championship, has been taken to the brink by Sideline Cancer here in round 2. Chris Jones can't lay it in.
What a rebound there by Verge to go in there as one of the smallest guys for Sideline Cancer and come away with that board.
Scrub deflects the pass out of bounds. Sideline Cancer ball.
The shocking thing in looking at the box score is that Montrezl Harrell and Malik Williams are the Ville players in double figures. With all the talent in the backcourt, you're looking at Russ Smith hasn't scored, and you're looking at Jay Scrubb has 3 points. Chris Dowd 2 points, David Johnson 5, Chris Jones 7. It's just everybody's talking about how good the backcourt is, and they haven't delivered here. That's a missed opportunity for Sideline Cancer.
Chris Coffey knew it.
Burlington right there at the basket. It's his bread and butter.
If the Ville can get this to 10 or less by the time the Elam Ending kicks in at under 4 minutes.
Then you get game pressure. That's the thing. With the way that the finish is set up, that puts a lot of pressure on Sideline Cancer.
That's the goal for the Ville right now. Scrub nearly got his pocket fixed. 5 to shoot.
I'm surprised that Burlington closed out like that, but oh my goodness. That's a horrible foul by Burlington.
His 4th.
Lonzo Verge is telling me you just can't do that. Harrell is trapped in the corner, a total bailout.
I was just thinking, well, that's exactly where Sideline Cancer wants Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, totally. That's why coaches have gray hair.
Is that why you're also not coaching?
Yes.
He's got a funky spin coming off Harrell's hand, but he's 5 of 7 from the free throw line. Harrell leading the Ville in scoring for the second game. He's got 14. And that foul is just so bad for so many reasons. It stops the clock, gives Louisville, the Ville, even though they've struggled at the foul line, just untimed chances to shave away at this deficit.
Set up some pressure here. Look at the way that Chris Jones is guarding Alonzo Verge.
Helms for 3, it was blocked by Scrub. Harrell. There's a foul called.
Cancer is just letting opportunities slip away to put this game out of reach. You mess around with a team as talented as the Ville is. I don't care how poorly they've played. They can turn it on.
Second personal on Jericho Helms, and Montrezl Harrell in rhythm at the free throw line. Just made 3 straight. We saw the energy that Montrezl Harrell brings in the Ville's game yesterday, as the Ville senses that they have a chance here. That aspect of his game will activate again. It's an 11-point game. Sideline Cancer led by 25 in the first half. Burge lost it. Chris Jones to steal, and then a foul up the floor on Chris Coffey of Sideline Cancer. He's got 4.
This feels like it's slipping towards the Ville. It's hard to believe with the way this game has gone, but right now they've got all the momentum. Sideline Cancer having a hard time even getting into their offense. Give Chris Jones a lot of credit. He is hawking that ball.
Sideline hasn't scored in the fourth quarter.
I have to think it's just a matter of time before the threes start maybe going down. 3 of 24 is an absurd number for the Ville.
Harrell.
Remember, Chris, the beauty of the TBT is there is no running out the clock. Once you set the target score, you've got to actually score the points.
Dow picks up a blocking foul, his 3rd. These fans, it's like they're starving. They have been waiting for a chance to get into this game.
They just needed something to cheer about.
And we welcome in our TBT audience over from FS2 who just watched Forever Cougs advance into the 3rd round of TBT. Jermaine Merrill drains a 3 for Sideline Cancer at a huge moment for Sideline Cancer. If you're just joining us, yes, they are up 12, but they were up 25 at one point in the first half. The Ville trying to mount a comeback for the ages. Chris Dow, a 15-footer, pure.
Two trading baskets. Morrow got his man picked off and made a big 3, and then Dow with a blast there to the high post and lines that one right up over the top. This ball has gotten really sticky for Sideline Cancer. It was moving early on. The ball had a lot of energy, and it's just sticking in the guard's hands now.
They picked up that ailment from the Ville, and the Ville has loosened things up.
Better defense there. Same type of action, but Dow right there with him.
5 to shoot. He stepped out of bounds.
Just a lot of ISO individual plays for Sideline Cancer right now. They've lost all rhythm of their half-court offense.
We are less than 2 minutes away from setting the score for the Elam Ending. It's a 10-point game.
They need to go right back to Montrezl Harrell. Isolate him and let him go to work.
Harrell's got 7 points already in the fourth quarter. Great D by Chris Coffey. Ball is still free. The Ville calls a timeout.
Unbelievable they were able to get back possession. What an effort.
Harrell's fired up, so is the crowd inside Freedom Hall. This was the home of Louisville basketball from 1956 to 2010. You can hear the echoes of the past in here, but it's getting hard to hear much of anything now that the Louisville basketball fans have reached a fever pitch.
Hey, hold press. He's being up like this. We got a minute and 29 fucking seconds. He's moving out the way.
The Ville is coached by Luke Hancock, most outstanding player of the 2013 Final Four.
The officials are taking a look at the clock. I think the shot clock as well.
Sideline Cancer head coach Charlie Parker. Some long looks for Sideline Cancer right now, trying to find a way to channel even a portion of the flow that they had in the first half.
Go right back here. Montrezl Harrell work out. He's got the whole side.
Off the rim, loose in the lane. Harrell, another try.
His motor right now is just carrying this Ville offense. Look at this. Why are these Sideline Cancer guards not passing the ball?
Another takeaway for the Ville. They are down 8, and Montrezl Harrell has 21. Here's that motor.
This is all heart and desire. The first one is not there, but he stays in the play. Dow keeps it alive. Harrell comes up with it. Probably could have been an and one. That lead is now trimmed to 8. Sideline Cancer can't even get the ball into the half court. Credit to Ville. They've turned the heat up. Sideline Cancer, that ball is sticking in the hands of their guards.
Hey, 3s and 4s, get out.
We saw a crazy comeback inside Freedom Hall in another game in this regional.
We need to stop. 1, 2, leave.
They've gotten some stops, Chris. They just haven't gotten defensive rebounds. They haven't been able to close down these possessions. And think about with their size. I mean, Coffey's their biggest player at 6'7". You're having to deal with Montrezl Harrell with his motor and his physicality.
Montrezl Harrell has 9 of the Ville's 11 points in this quarter. Sideline Cancer has scored just 3 points all quarter. They were on pace for 100 at one point in this game.
The Ville scores here. This place is going to be up for grabs.
Jones misses. David Johnson finds the ball on the wing. Scrub.
Oh, look at the way Verge just slipped on a wet spot.
David Johnson for 3.
Yeah, hope Alonzo Verge is okay. They were playing 5-on-4 there. The Ville found the open man, but once again, we've had it all night long. These wet spots on the floor have been an issue. Look at Verge just, man, oh my goodness. I don't know how you keep going if that's the way the floor is going to be.
That was only the 4th three-pointer by the Ville in this game. 4 for 25. But they are down 5. Feels like the crowd is starting to encroach the floor. There's so much anticipation in the gym right now. It hasn't been this close since there was 6:35 to go in the first quarter. The score was 7-2. The Ville has never led in the game.
Let's see if they can break the press. It's been such a struggle. Nice job by Coffey of coming and getting it. The ball has got to move. And it's just sticking on one side. You never get a ball reversal.
Kicked out of bounds by Chris Jones. The mantra for Sideline Cancer is "we believe always." They better believe that right now, with the Ville surging as we approach the Elam Ending. Chris Dow almost took that one away.
But everything about what Sideline Cancer is doing is so casual. There's just nobody really even open. Everyone's standing around looking at each other.
Go get it.
Two on the shot clock, and Merrill is blocked, but Coffey lays it in.
What a play by Coffey to follow that up. Montrezl Harrell is taking on the ball. He blocks that shot, but because he's occupied, there's nobody home to block out Chris Coffey.
Coffey with 11. We're in Elam Ending territory now. Johnson for three. Air ball. And now Sideline Cancer can call a timeout and set the score.
Time is out on the floor.
Target score 73. 8 points more than Sideline Cancer's score. We go to the Elam Ending and a wild finish when we come back. Well, as we mentioned, these two teams played in 2024 in the second round, and it was very close. Montrezl Harrell, in what looks like a lot of what he's been able to do in this game as well, played a key role for the Ville, who were tested but held on to win by just 2 points in the second round last year. Entering the Elam Ending this year, the Ville trails by 7 in what's becoming a bit of a TBT rivalry. The Ville and Sideline Cancer in a rematch. The Ville, remember, trailed by as many as 25. If they're able to come back and tie this game, it would equal the biggest comeback in the TBT's history. Remember, the target score of 73 is set because it's 8 points higher than Sideline Cancer's score of 65. Sideline Cancer, the leading team, has we cross over into the Elam Ending.
Chris Coffey's got to be ready to come up and help if needed. Breaking this pressure has been an issue. I like setting the screen. Oh, he got it. Montrezl Harrell didn't call it out. My goodness.
Coffey misses a floater, scrubbed the rebound.
It's like 5-on-4 to take that shot. You can get a better one than a contested floater.
A concrete screen took Chris Dow out of the picture. He's got the ball now. Dow puts it in.
This has been a disaster of handling pressure for Sideline Cancer.
Harrell gets the ball from Dow, who hit the deck. The Ville still needs 13 points to win. Merrill with the steal, and he's fouled up the floor.
That ball needs to go inside every time. The way that Montrezl Harrell has been able to take over this game late, to not get him a touch is a total mistake.
21 points for Harrell. 9 in the fourth quarter. He's tacked on 7 rebounds as well. Here's Erlington backing down Dow. Harrell helps. Coffey caught that in traffic. Back to Erlington, who puts it home.
I have no idea how that interior passing was able to work, but somehow they find a way. Erlington draws the double team. He hits Coffey, and then Coffey gives it right back to him.
Sideline needs 6. There are a lot of wet spots on the floor right now.
And it's not my floor. Did I stop it, though? Okay, then. All right. All right. No. There's not timeout, coach. Let's go. Let's go.
You need
Let's go. Ball him down.
a mop, not just the towels. Dow, Johnson, Harrell, Jones, Scrub. The quintet for the Ville. Sideline Cancer rolls with Merrill, Coffey, Erlington, Helms, and Verge. Jones has it. Harrell outside the lane, 5 to shoot, guarded by Coffey.
Gonna have to go.
Off the rim, Verge, what a rebound.
That was over the top. Good job by Chris Coffey of not committing a foul so many times on Montrezl Harrell's jump shots tonight. We've seen Sideline Cancer bail him out.
He's got 11 free throw attempts in the game because of that.
Give it to him.
Erlington, a mismatch. And he turns it over. Scrub. Scrub turns it over. Merrill for 3. Harrell, a big rebound.
Both teams here living dangerously. Sloppy turnovers, but neither team able to take advantage.
Jones with a crossover on Merrill. Swung around to Johnson. It's good!
It was just a matter of time. David Johnson is way too good of a shooter. And here in the fourth quarter, he's made 2 massive threes.
The Ville needs 10 to win. Sideline Cancer just 6 away. But Sideline's head coach Charlie Parker wants a timeout. Just a 30-second timeout. Let's listen into Sideline's huddle and head coach Charlie Parker.
Coffee. So, hey, guys. So, shut the fuck up.
Look at the board.
Because you're there, don't set the pick. If he's here, somebody that's a big got to be here, right? That way, so if you're here, when you cut, instead of, it's just as good as the screen, except now you're an offensive rebound and that pass is easier. All right? Hey, man, stay together. Stay together. Hey, once we get it in, Spain with Mano at the top, Coffee setting it, Verge is in the middle. Come on, 1, 2, read.
Honestly, it needed to be said. There were way too many voices in that huddle, and Charlie Parker taking command, and now the ball needs to move from side to side, though. It's just gotten so stagnant. You're watching 1 and 2 guys play, and it's just all individual plays. That first half, the ball was flying around, reversing sides. You know, guys were driving the ball to kick it. They've totally lost that. The Ville is up their level defensively, but Sideline Cancer's offense has gone in the tank.
47 points in the first half, 18 in the second half. Merrill for 3. Book it.
Boy, just a total miscommunication. And you can see it on Montrezl Harrell's face. He and David Sloan is not on the same page, and they run away from the ball and leaves Morrow all by himself.
Merrill stone cold. And it puts Sideline Cancer a triple away from winning this thing.
But you can't just give a guy a horse shot at the end of the game.
Johnson with 5 to shoot. In the lane, turned over. Merrill for the win. Sideline Cancer sends the Ville home. A massive upset in the second round. Jermaine Merrill banks in a 3.
That concludes the game between Sideline Cancer and the Ville.
And Sideline Cancer gets its revenge on the Ville. A giant has gone down in the second round of TBT 2025.
It certainly wasn't pretty, especially in that fourth quarter, but credit Sideline Cancer for finding a way. You still get a 10-point victory over the favorite in this region. This will send some major shockwaves through the TBT in terms of not just the Ville being out with their talent, but also with the home court advantage. Some of the things that now will give other teams opportunities to play in front of their own fans.
It was hanging in the balance, but Jermaine Merrill scores the last 6 points for Sideline Cancer, and fitting with a little bit of panache, he's the guy to put Sideline Cancer's name through into the third round. Here's the game winner one more time.
Off the turnover, you could just sense that Morrow was going to shoot this the whole way. I don't think he called glass, but he'll take it. Sideline Cancer avenging a loss a year in the making. Last year lost to the Ville by 2. And this year they come away with a 10-point victory.
A shocker in the Derby City. Jermaine Merrill finishes with 20 points. And Sideline Cancer is into the third round, another signature win for this storied TBT program. Sideline Cancer awaits the winner of Team 901 and LA Ignite. You can watch that game with us on FS2 from right here in Louisville. Sideline Cancer advances to the third round for the first time since 2023. Much more TBT action to come tonight. We will send you to Wichita for action from the Wichita Regional on the other side of this break. But we'll be talking about this one in TBT annals for a long time. Sideline Cancer with a 73-63 win over the Ville, and the Louisville Alumni team is done at TBT this year. For Robbie and Jen, I'm Chris. Thanks so much for watching. Much more TBT to come. Don't go anywhere.